how to make a hardstyle remix. First off, you start by getting the vocals and the instrumental of the song you want to remix. This is the acapella that I got. And this is the instrumental. The most important thing by making remixes of popular songs is matching the BPM to the BPM you want your track to be. So what you do, this is really important, is you get the acapella and the instrumental together in the original BPM. So this BPM for this instance, I believe the BPM is 128. You first drag it into your DAW. On mode it says resample, but you have to set it to stretch. If you stretch it, it stays on the beat, but you can speed it up. So it first is 124. So you both put them on stretch instead of resample, so they don't move when you put the BPM higher. Then you up your BPM to the BPM you like. For this instance, I put it at 180 BPM. And if you listen now, it's on the beat, but it is fast. And now if you can hear, it's exactly at the beat. Now you want to download the MIDI file of the song and implement it in the different tracks. If you want to find the MIDI file, it's really simple. You just go to Google and you search the song with MIDI after it. So for example, I want the MIDI of Shower by Becky G. That's a song that I remixed. I search Shower, Becky G, MIDI, download. Then you get some links and you have to click one of them. Some sites you have to pay for the MIDI, but there are always some sites where you don't have to pay for the MIDI. Most of the time you also can find them beneath piano tutorials on YouTube. Here you see the MIDI download for Shower by Becky G. You click on it, you download it. You can see that it's a MIDI because you see the file here. It downloads. I now downloaded a MIDI. I open FL keys for instance. It's a piano. You drag the MIDI file on top of the FL keys. You click accept. Make sure that you're in the right BPM. And then you can see the full MIDI of Becky G Shower. The thing that's really nice to use is if you want only the chords or if you only want the melody, you have to click on the note that you want. You click Shift C and then you get only the part that you need, the color that you need. Then you can make another pattern. You can post it there and then you only have like the chords or the lead or the bass. So for instance, these are the chords and I can put the melody. And then I want the bass as well. So I make another pattern and then I can copy the bass notes. I can see that the pink ones beneath are not the bass notes. Those are more like an arp because they stay at the same exact level and the bass notes are going up and down. So I know that that's the bass. I know that like this is the bass in the drop. First off, I start by putting some pads in the intro. To give it more space, you give it some reverb. You also have to add a bass to get more low end in. That sounds like this. I've got the highs because I only wanted like a sub bass, really touch. And also I add some plugs to get some high frequencies in. For the build-up, I let the lead fade in. And also when I fade the lead in, I cut off the kickstart because I don't want the bounciness. And I add an endless smile to create some tension. It sounds like this. Also, the chords that I use in the drop, I also use in the build-up, and I use the bass. If you transition from the intro to the build-up, you need some kind of sweep. And impact, of course. Add some snares to gain some tension. Personally, I like always to add a kick or something that gives it like emptiness before the drop to make the drop sound bigger. So if I implement everything, it sounds like this. For the lead, I'll use 3 layers. Everything is from Silent 1. I cut off the lows. I use the camera crusher. I use the OTT. I use also an imager to make it wider. And I use a little bit of kickstart. For the chords, I did the same. And for the kicks, I used them from a sample pack with a raw punch. Make the kick bigger. Together, it sounds like this. Create some variety in your drop, I added some cutoff to make the transition a little bit better. And at the end of the drop, I cut out all the kicks, so the transition is a lot cleaner. And that's how you make a hardstyle track.